Hi guys, Aragon here, and today we are in Tower Fall. I am very excited to get into this map. I did consider... Oh, we can just find a mate right away. I'm very excited to be in this map today. I did consider bringing Crowfang over here because I didn't want to start too many wolves, but I really wanted to play with GemGleam here. So this is GemGleam. He is the firstborn male of my very first wolf that I ever played on WolfQuest. He is from the third litter, and he was the male of that litter. There was 3 other males. His youngest brother ended up leaving in Young Hunters. He met an unknown fate, so we don't know what happened to him. And the middle brother got... he was killed by coyotes in the first month, which was very sad, but he is the only surviving brother of that litter of pups. He has 3 sisters, and we're here today. I felt like he would be a really fun one to play with. I really love his coat. I just felt like he was a really pretty wolf, and I really wanted him to have his own series on this channel. So I figured, what better wolf to put into Towerfall than him? And of course, these elk are gonna try to cross this river. We are in the other territory now, so I'm gonna try and get these elk to turn. I just kind of started chasing because they were right there as soon as we jumped in, so I didn't really pay attention to where we were at in terms of the territory. But this should be fine. We will... Oh. Dang it. And it's a spike elk, so that's probably not the best decision for us to make. After I already sat there and chomped on his legs. I mean, I could at least attempt it. Oh, okay. So we actually can... I mean, we're gonna want to hunt anyways, so I may as well just try and... Oof. Yeah. It's pretty low on health though, so I think we can manage it. Dang it. I always let go a little bit too late. I'm pretty much guaranteed to always get kicked in the back by the mom. Hence why I generally say that I like to go for just the mom or a regular cow rather than a calf. That was a lot. I know that we can get this calf, but I might need to get the mom to run. Okay, here we go. Okay. We've done it. And we're in we're in another pack's territory, so that's wonderful. But it's fine. At least we have food. And there are a ton of dispersal options around us. So I think this is actually really cool. I'm really happy that we can actually just go ahead and try to find a mate. Yeah, I saw that one coming. I just thought I could finish getting my last bite. I just want to steal a chunk of meat off of my own carcass. These coyotes are a little crazy. Oops, I did not mean to go into my scent view there. Dang it. Okay. We are getting the heck out of here. Let's go ahead and open up the map. Yeah, so I started in this specimen territory, but I'm thinking I might want to head down this way and see what we have going on. We could also potentially take over a rival pack. I wasn't really planning on doing that though. I was just thinking more of finding a mate for GemGleam here. Especially because we are still playing Crowfang. And if we're going to be playing Crowfang, we might take over a pack with him when he's getting close to the end of his life. I'm going to save that for a potential for Crowfang's playthrough. And while I'm talking about Crowfang, I also just want to mention that I'm planning to have him in at least one episode each month. So with how many wolves we have going right now, like I said, I wasn't planning to have this many. This is a really pretty area. But I just feel like I really wanted to play in this new map, and I kind of already had the other wolves going. I also feel super rusty today. I don't know what it is, but I just feel like I don't know how to play all of a sudden, and it's only been like a week since I played, so I do apologize for the super messy hunt, as well as probably other things that will happen in this episode. Hopefully nothing too crazy. I do want to explore this map a lot with everybody, so I think when we're claiming our territory hexes, I don't want to cut too much of that out, just so that anyone who hasn't seen this map, or maybe can't play on this map but wants to see it, can get a better look at it. But we'll see. We'll see. I really don't want to have episodes that are too boring. I have a hard time coming up with things to kind of talk about occasionally, so it would be nice to keep the episodes shorter for people. I know that my first few episodes have all been like an hour long, and I do apologize for that if that's too long for people. I absolutely get it. I understand that that can be a lot of time, and most people don't have time like that and would prefer to put stuff like that on just in the background. So I'm gonna kind of, starting with this episode, try to keep my episodes 45 minutes and under. I feel like that's a good time to kind of shoot for, and I'll try to keep the more entertaining parts in the videos. I also am trying to kind of get better at talking. I feel like I do a lot of pauses and a lot of thinking in between what I'm saying. So I feel like that's also probably maybe a little bit hard for people to want to listen to constantly. So if you're here watching, thank you. Bear with me as I figure this whole YouTube thing out, and hopefully I'll get better with it in time. But for now, this is just how we are. I was just seeing if I could smell maybe some other dispersals closer. But so far I'm really liking this area that we're in right now. It's actually really pretty. We maybe also want to eat and sleep. So maybe what I'll do is get down to this ledge and eat our meat chunk here. And then we can actually go ahead and sleep. That way we'll heal up a little bit, and we can also make sure our wakefulness stays up a little bit. And we'll howl before we go to sleep and see if any dispersals come our way. It kind of would be neat to also convince a female from another pack, like a rival pack, to disperse for us. I originally wanted to try to do that with Sparrowwing, and then it didn't work out the first time, and I just ended up finding a different mate. And if you've watched her series, you'll know what happened there. I also forgot to howl before I woke up, so this is interesting. Why are there so many of them? I'm assuming this is like just a whole pack of wolves. The Frog Pond pack. We have a 2-star. They're not too happy with me. I need to convince them. Oh, we have 2 different packs. 2 different dispersals here. What are these ones? Dang it. Fish trap. So she's only a 1-star. And she's a 2-star. So it's looking like probably not the fish trap pack. Let's go back to these females and see what we had. If they will. I might have to kind of run away and come back. Yes. Okay, here's a 4-star. She's actually really pretty. Is that a new coat? I didn't actually look if they added new coats, but I'm almost thinking they did. And she looks pretty similar to us. I really actually like her. And she's a 4-star. So she definitely is a potential. I don't know if we want to just kind of jump right in and pick one. She seems a little shy. So I might end up looking around and just name her, and we can try to find her again later. And I think I will not name the other ones. She is really, really pretty though. I do like her. Sometimes I just go for the one that I see that I like the most first. But I feel like we probably should look around and see what our other options are. And then we'll just take our chances and hope that we can find her again if we decide that we want her. Okay, I went ahead and named her Lily Bloom. I was thinking of like a lily pad. And I just think, I don't know, she kind of reminds me of a lily. So I named her Lily Bloom, but we are going to go ahead and go see what else is out there. I know that I'm not as interested in the fish trap pack. So I'm kind of glad that we ran into them at the same time. So if I run into them again, I kind of already know that I'm not too interested. I just don't want to jump right in to a mate. Especially to where we kind of get a start on this map as just finding a mate, so it's not... I'm gonna go ahead and just carry this rabbit with us. It's not too big of a deal to go ahead and look around and see what our options are. And I feel like GemGleam just really wants to have a nice, big, happy family. Similar to Sparrowwing, but, you know, a much younger male version. And they're not related at all, so... And I know across that river was where we were at before. I'm kind of not even paying attention to where I'm at on the map. Normally I do, but I just really want to explore this map. So I might end up bringing Crowfang over here anyways. Maybe in one of the newer episodes for him. Just so that way we can kind of explore a bit more and we're not worried about finding a mate and having a pack. So if I need to run away from enemy wolves and stuff, I can. But we can actually go explore the entire map and see what it has to offer. I also have no idea. I haven't even been like checking for dens or anything. I think I'll try howling and see who shows up. Or who we can find. They seem kind of far, but we're gonna go ahead and go for these ones because I'm assuming that those are the females that we just saw from the frog pond. I think that's actually kind of a really cute name for a pack. Like the frog pond pack. And I kind of think I want to do GemGleam's family themed. I do my names based off of the warrior cats. I know I've said that in previous episodes of my other wolves, but if you haven't seen those, that is how I name my wolves. And I do have a few other little extra things I do with the names, which I can get into later when we actually have pups. But one of the things that I haven't really done yet is a theme. And I know a lot of other people like to do themes. But I think the way that I name wolves is a little bit different compared to how other people do it. So I think we could have fun picking like a theme. I'm gonna howl again. I might have turned a little bit too much. This is really nice open area though. There's some. These ones are pretty close. I'm very curious how far out those females are. They looked pretty close. So hopefully they're just up this way a little bit. That is a cougar, not a wolf. I want to see the car too. I think that'd be really cool. I think we have to have 4 wolves to get the achievement. So that probably won't happen for a while. But I guess today's episode is going to be just purely focusing on finding a mate. And we'll just take this series really slow. Oh, these are males. Whoops. I didn't mean to growl at them. I'm gonna go ahead and sleep again, and we'll just see who comes to us. Hopefully we'll get some, Because these females aren't far. I just have a feeling they might be the ones we just barely were with. Because we didn't run that far away from them. So we'll just go ahead and do this and see what happens. And if no one comes, then we will howl again and see about finding some. Nothing. That's okay. But this way, I feel like the females have maybe been reset. So we'll kind of just go to the closest one. Because they should not be the same wolves. Yeah, they're all this way now. Looks like there's quite a few in the same direction, so we'll see. We'll see who we find. Hopefully if we can't find too many other good options, we can find the female that we saw earlier. I did like her. But like I said, I don't want to just jump right in. I also did find a den back there. I probably should have went and discovered it, but we can do that later, I guess. I don't want to waste too much time doing that kind of stuff. Especially right now. And along with trying to keep the episodes shorter, kind of means that I have to stay on task a little bit more. Just so that there's less to cut down and less footage to worry about. I do typically pause the video if I know for sure that I'm gonna just want to cut it out anyways. Then I'll go ahead and just pause the recording and continue on. But for this one, I really want people to be able to actually see most of what's going on, just because it is a new map, and maybe not everyone can buy this map right now. Maybe there's people that don't even have the game yet because they just can't get it. So I really want to be able to allow people to see everything that this map has to offer, especially if maybe you're just considering buying it, but you don't know for sure if that's something you want to do yet. We are in rival pack territory again. Oh my gosh. So I actually live really close to the Yellowstone Park. And this just reminds me so much of where my mom and my brother and I used to go on picnics to every once in a while. There was a few times my mom picked me up from school when I was in high school. And she would take me out early just so that we could go to Yellowstone. But it was pretty fun. We didn't do it all the time, of course. But I feel like there would for sure be something here for us. Maybe not, though. I was thinking maybe there'd be a collectible. Maybe something with an achievement attached to it. And maybe there is. I don't actually know what the new achievements are. I haven't looked at them. That's something I will probably do with Crowfang. Especially if we're going to bring him over here, which I do think we are going to do. I am still exploring Lost River, especially because that's a map I haven't played since the OG WolfQuest. And I never did play it on any of my personal playthroughs. But I do think I'm going to end up bringing Crowfang over here into this map for a little while. Whoops. Oh, pack wolves ahead. Yes. 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 All yeses. Let's just see. It's only one pack wolf, it looks like. Petrified tree. Okay. Well, she's really pretty, but I really do not love that she's a 1-star diversity. So I think we're gonna continue on. kind of feel bad because she's, you know, a little bit curious. Maybe, let's see what other, we have Bannock, Ford, and Lost Lake are the packs that we've got on this map. So maybe we'll head down south and actually see if we can get another few pack members to come out, and maybe we'll get one of them to disperse. I still think that'd be kind of an interesting playthrough, and I think that's an achievement that I need to get anyways, so I think we're gonna go ahead and just do that. I mean, I don't know for sure if we're gonna go with any of those wolves, but I want to go ahead and just head over there anyways and see what our options are from the other packs. And hopefully we will get the opportunity to maybe convince one to leave, because if nothing else, we'll just go back to Lily Bloom. Normally this is something I would just kind of cut out, but like I said before, I really don't want to do that, just so that people can actually kind of get a feel for what the map is looking like. But I also know that there's a lot of other people playing this map that most people probably already watch, so maybe it's something I shouldn't be too worried about. So far though, it is feeling very different. Much more open, and I think the different trees and stuff kind of give a different feel to what we're probably all used to in the other maps. I did watch the video trailer on this map when they very first announced that it had released, because I was playing Cloudfly's second episode, and I was talking in her episode about bringing GemGleam over into Tower Fall. But I did debate when I saw the announcement, because I really didn't want to have too many wolves going at once, and I didn't realize that it was going to come out that soon. I know that they had said it was coming out soon, but I thought maybe we would get it, like, it's February 1st day. I thought we would get it more mid or late February, and by then, you know, I would have gotten a few more recordings in of the other wolves before just starting a new one, because all of my wolves are relatively new and fresh. So I just didn't want to have that many wolves going at once. But this kind of works. We have enough wolves that I'll just rotate every week. So you should be seeing an episode from all of the wolves once a month. That way, if you're not interested in watching all of my videos, but you're interested in watching just certain episodes or certain playthroughs, you can definitely do that, and you'll only have to watch one video a month instead of, you know, seeing them come out every week. This is very interesting. I was just trying to see if there was maybe like a den or something up here, but oops, I'm gonna have to... Okay. This. I figured there would be something up here. Toy guitar. This is cute. That would be really fun to bring to a den site, I think. I don't know if we can get back up this way. Okay, we are in enemy territory now again, which is good. Let's see. Ooh, there is a den here. I kind of like this den, I'm not gonna lie. And it's not too far into this territory. So I just kind of picked a spot on the map because I haven't seen too much of this. I watched Simple Square's live stream when she first opened up this map with her dispersal brothers. But she came into the map from a different map, so she was on the other side. And I know she explored quite a bit, but I was also taking care of my kids, so I was kind of half watching. But this is a really nice area, so I might actually end up taking some of this territory and potentially going with that den over there. I'm feeling very directionally challenged today, I'm not gonna lie. It's been a busy weekend for us. So lots of yesterday would normally have been the day that I recorded and edited and got started early in the day and got a lot done, but we ended up hanging out with family because my husband's birthday is coming up. So we kind of traveled and met them halfway because we do live a little bit farther from each other. So that was really fun, but we did it on a Saturday, of course, because people work. So the Saturday that would typically be my studio day ended up not being my studio day, and then I needed to go to the store today to get dewormer because my sister, they moved into a rental that was not pet friendly because unfortunately where we live there's not a lot of pet friendly rentals because we're near like a college area, so most of the renters don't want to rent to people with dogs and stuff because they generally rent to college students. So we have taken in my sister's Dalmatian. We took her in a few months ago actually, but she's been really, really bad about food snatching. And a lot of it is like an anxiety thing when we leave the house. So she can't be left in the house. But we have 2 other dogs, and it's winter. So one of our dogs is a pug, and she cannot be left outside. So we have to make arrangements for her. But we decided to go ahead and try deworming her to see if that is maybe part of the reason why she's acting the way she is. I know most of it is just like a separation anxiety kind of a thing, but we really want to be able to leave her in the house when we go places and not have to put her in a crate. So we have some wolves over there. I was hoping to just get these guys over here, so I'm just gonna sleep and they should come up to us hopefully. Yes. But she might be the pack leader, so I'm not entirely sure. We definitely did not get... Okay, now we've got one. I'm not so sure about her. I do want to open up the thing and see... Okay, she's also just a subordinate. I mean, I expected that. I would be shocked if we met a pack leader that had already lost their mate and was 2 years old. GemGleam is 1 year old. He is very young, so he's not... You know, he's gonna end up with an older female for sure. But I don't think we're gonna go for her. So we'll head back out and around and come over to the Lost Lake pack and see what they have to offer in terms of their subordinates. We don't have to have a 4-star. That's not like something I feel like I have to have when I'm looking for mates in this game. I definitely I've gone for 3 stars before. In fact, one of my mates was actually a 1-star in a personal playthrough, just because I liked the way he looked. And I liked the way that the wolves looked together. So I'm willing to go for the lower star diversity. Probably not too low because I don't want to deal with too much sickness and stuff. But I would for sure be willing to go for like a 3-star. Or something along those lines. But I feel like they also have to look pretty. You know, we're not all about the looks. Of course, the personality matters. I definitely want a wolf that is slightly bolder, but I feel like I tend to go for overly bold wolves, and typically when I'm out hunting, I end up more frustrated when my mate is so bold that they just go right in, because if you've seen any of my other videos, you would know I typically like to chase my prey. I like to tire them out and chase them. It just makes it a lot easier, because especially if you're gonna hunt, you know, a full grown like cow or something, the longer you run them and the more tired they are, the faster their health will go down as you bite, because you do more damage and they do less damage. So it takes time, but it's really nice. And this is really, really pretty. I am loving this whole area right here. This I want. I want this. So yeah, I think that last den, yeah, that den was right here. So for sure, we're taking all of this. I want like this whole middle section. I might like jut out and over or something. I'm not sure yet. We're not going to worry about any of that right now. But I 1000% want this territory. I want all of it that is right here. This is gorgeous. Wow. The WolfQuest devs did a really great job on this map. Like, it is just gorgeous. I'm really, really loving this. So for sure we're going to come back and take all of that at some point, but like I said, that's not happening right now. So we will see. Let's continue on with our mission. Yeah, this is just really pretty. This might end up being one of my favorite maps. Especially because you don't have to hunt before finding a mate. And I feel like that just saves so much time. Not that it's that big of a deal to have to hunt before finding a mate. But I do really love the idea of just being able to go find a mate. And hopefully they'll add that to other maps in the future as they come out with more. Hopefully we'll get to see that feature again. I think this might be the Lynx Rock. I'm not entirely sure. Is it a den? This is a den. I really like this den too. So we're for sure taking like the middle of the map. Like that just is gonna have to be what happens. So we're gonna go ahead and just sleep. And hopefully we'll get a female. Yes. Okay. We have one singular female. She's also really, really pretty. I don't love that she's only a 2-star diversity, though. I'm not gonna lie. Her brother's not happy about it either. He's like, yeah, no. You can't have my sister. She's gorgeous, though. She's like a patchwork quilt. That is what she reminds me of. That has to be a new coat, right? I feel like we have to name her. Okay. I named her Calico Lake. She reminds me of a calico cat. So I feel like that's very fitting, and she comes from the Lost Lake pack. Plus, the whole underside of her is like white, and that kind of reminds me of like a frozen over lake. Her brother is it's like a nice grayish brown. He kind of reminds me of a tree. Okay, I named her brother Hairwood, like a rabbit hair. I don't know why, he just kind of reminded me of that. She's really pretty, but I don't know if I want a 2-star. I really don't want to risk losing pups to sickness. But I don't know. I mean, she's so pretty. Calico Lake and GemGleam. They are really pretty. I don't know if we want to do it, though. I feel like that's risking it. We are playing an accurate also, by the way. I've been playing all of my YouTube videos in accurate, and I just switched my personal wolves over to accurate as well, so I could kind of practice as I play. I don't know. I feel like it's a little sad that she's only a 2-star. But we'll go ahead and see. We'll give her a chance. We'll see. It's not the end of the world. Poor Hairwood. I don't think he's too happy about his sister leaving. But we'll come out here. We gotta go hunt anyways, so we'll get out of this territory first. Probably sleep. And then go on a hunt, I guess. Okay, we are on the hunt. Which one fell? I saw dust, but I didn't see it. It must have been one of the calves. That's okay. We will chase them just a little bit. Oh, I forgot that my stamina is super low. That sucks. And another one just fell. But we're not close enough. Because I have, like, basically no stamina. Also, I will show you guys GemGleam's stats because he's got it rough, let me tell you. He was not like a runt or anything, but yeah, he's got some not great stats, I'm not gonna lie. So this should be very interesting, especially playing accurate with him. No. I'm not even gonna be able to hold on. Got such poor stamina, but that calf hopefully doesn't have too much health. Oof, I tried to let go, dang it. And I got ran over. At least it was by the calf though, not the mom. Dang it. I feel like I let go, but I'm not actually moving fast enough after I let go. Even though I'm like holding down an arrow, the wolf takes a minute to actually move. So hopefully as I hunt more, I'll get better. Oops, I did not mean to go for the mom. I feel like that's one of my biggest downfalls, is that while I'm doing this, I accidentally hover my like crosshair over the mom, and I always end up going for the mom. I really only need like one more bite. There we go. We got it. It's the lynx. Oh my gosh. I feel so bad, I'm not gonna lie. But I think this is also an achievement. Scaring a lynx away from your food or something like that. Or off of a carcass. This looks so crazy. Especially with the eagle in the background, there's like so much going on right now. Okay, I think we got a pretty good, yep, chase a lynx off of a carcass. That was a pretty interesting, photography moment there. There's a lot going on. She is really, really pretty. I feel like that has to be a new coat. I also feel like Lily Bloom's coat was new. I could be wrong about that, but... Okay, we cannot eat, but I will take a chunk. And then we'll go ahead and check stats when we wake up and see what we each got going on. I am really disappointed that she is only a 2-star, I'm not gonna lie, but I don't know if I want to, you know, risk giving up that coat. Like, she's just really pretty. I feel like her and GemGleam together are really pretty. So, yes, it's sad that, you know, she's not as high of diversity as we would want. I think I'm willing to go ahead and, you know, let that slide. But let's go ahead and open up our information here. Yeah, so GemGleam's stats are -2 strength, -1 stamina, +2 speed, and +1 health. So he's got kind of a rough stat situation going on. Okay, Calico Lake is +2 strength, -1 stamina, and -1 speed. So I feel like they actually balance each other out decently. You know, stamina's not that big of a deal to me. So I feel like this is pretty good. And we can also, you know, cancel out our stamina for us when we get our perks. So I feel like that's pretty good. Oh yeah, I also did not check her. So she's the 992M twin. Her genetics are black, uppercase K, lowercase k. And GemGleam's. Okay, GemGleam's is the same. So, which, I mean, they're 2-star diversity, so I kind of expected that, but I still think I'm okay with it. I'm not gonna lie. I think these guys are really pretty together. So, I think we're gonna go ahead and leave this first episode off here. And I will see you guys in the next episode where we will hopefully get to our 100% affinity, pick our den, and start claiming our territory. Again, I don't know how much of that I'll end up leaving in that episode, but hopefully you guys get to see quite a bit of it in episodes that aren't quite as long as all of the other episodes. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.